So, run this past me one more time, right? It's a JRPG, and it's a card game?
That is the most technically true statement that I have ever heard about Baten Kaitos.
I see. That's the best kind of truth.
It is, in fact, a card game, but it is so much more. And, well, you'll see very, very quickly.
I would like to say I know this game by reputation, but it's more correct to say that I know of this game's reputation. That's all I got.
That spirit seems to like you. If you could bond with it, something wonderful may happen to you. Are you ready?
So I suppose we might as well start with the elephant in the room. This game is infamous for a number of reasons. Chief among them is that its voice acting sounds like it was recorded through a cardboard tube.
I've seen the first couple minutes of this video once before, and I was not ready the second time either for that.
There is a
Hello?
reason
May I ask your name?
for this. It's not a good reason. But, as you can see here, we, the player, are technically not the main character. We are a guardian spirit that is attached to the main character, Callus. So, as such, we are not really in his world.
What are we attached by? A cup on a string?
I didn't say it was a good reason.
I see.
Also, they completely just give up the effect, and anytime you're in battle, the voice acting just plays normally. But for the vast majority of the story, yes, you will be hearing.
So let me get this straight. They didn't stylistically record it in a shitty way. They recorded it normally, and then they stylistically chose to apply shittiness filters over it?
Yes.
Come, free us from 1,000 years of darkness.
Same.
A millennium of solitude and suffering.
Same.
Beautiful white wings for you. For the world, death and destruction.
I mean, there are definitely moments where it works. Like this little prophecy scene here, like, I think that's actually a good use of it. The rest of the game is not.
I don't even know what to make of the reputation of any of this at this point. Like, I've got nothing.
Where am I?
So yeah, definitely a JRPG.
My head.
Ah, I see you have awakened. How do you feel?
Who are you? Why am I here?
My name is Larikush. I'm the village doctor here at Cebalrai. They found you lying unconscious in the woods nearby and brought you here.
Oh yeah, I remember now. I was attacked by rock cats. Oh man, how stupid of me.
You're lucky they were only rock cats. They are herbivores, after all. It's awfully strange to hear of them attacking humans. The animals in that forest have been acting quite peculiar lately. I'm not sure why, but they're much more aggressive than they used to be. You'd better stay away from those woods. By the way, what do you call yourself? I don't recall seeing you around these parts.
My name's Callus. This is my first time here. which is why I got lost, I guess.
Callus, is it? Welcome to Cebalrai village, boy. It looks like you took quite a blow to the head, so I was worried you might have amnesia. But you seem to be fine. If you feel up to it, you're welcome to take a look around the village. We're only a small farming community on the frontier, so I'm afraid there isn't that much to see.
I despise this man's voice.
I left your winglet over there, by the window. Quite an unusual design for a winglet, I must say. Different from those used by the Empire.
So, one of this game's big lore things
It was handcrafted
is
by my grandfather.
this idea of
He was an
wings
excellent
of the
engineer.
heart. And basically, everyone in the world
Grandfather.
has actual literal
Very
wings
impressive.
on their
And
back.
how is he doing?
And basically they
Died
manifest in different
2 years
ways,
ago.
based on the person they're on. Some people's
Is that
are,
so?
color, size, whatever.
I'm
But
sorry.
Callus here is a little weird because he only has one wing, which is why he has to use
Well,
this
Thanks
winglet.
for the help, Doc. I owe you one.
There seems a potential for an incredibly bad idea for a comment on this,
Mima
which
is
I
the
will
one who
refrain
found
from
you lying in
making.
the woods and carried you here.
But
I see.
I can see at least
Never
10
mind,
different
is
ways
it?
this can turn into a catastrophe. So wow, that is definitely some 2003 GameCube era warp cycles.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, to its credit, I think the game is actually you'll see it more, especially once we get outside and get on the world map. But like, this game is
Well,
gorgeous.
that should do it.
Like,
Let's get going.
I think it was probably one of the last big like pre-rendered kind of RPGs, and like, God, it shows.
Yeah, it is pre-rendered. Okay, yeah, fuck all of that.
Yeah, no, there's a handful of folks who are like, I'm here to be a tutorial. What do you want me to tell you, Sonny? So, and we're just going to ignore every single one of them.
Wow, that is quite some activity out here. These birds are almost the actual size of that small child.
Hey, what's that thing you got strapped to your left shoulder? Is that a winglet?
Yes, it is.
Well, I'll be. They say the Empire has tons of them, but you rarely see any down here in the boonies. But
Didn't we already have this
it's
conversation?
strange.
Yeah.
It's custom built.
Like, I feel
My
like we
grandfather
just
made
did this a couple minutes ago.
I didn't realize it was so rare. Dr. Larry Kush asked me about it too.
Really? The doc asked you? I didn't know he had an interest
It's
in
world building,
winglets.
Fiddle. Just drink it
You
in.
struck me as the type that enjoys fiddling with machinery.
I see. They're doing this and they're doing it twice, and they're commenting on the fact that
Is
they're
the
doing
other
it
one
twice.
repaired or something?
No, one is enough. I don't have a left wing.
Also, just to
My
preempt
grandfather crafted this winglet for me
something,
as a replacement.
because it will come up, and this question will be asked many, many
That's
times.
why.
If our characters literally have wings, why we don't use them?
No problem.
And the answer
They work
is
perfectly fine, and together
Huh?
they get me where I want to go.
The answer is shut up and stop asking questions.
That's good to hear.
like in the sequel, they will address it by like letting you use them to dash while you're on the ground, or like if you go down a ladder, your character will just jump and fly down.
Yeah.
But in this game, the answer to why don't you use your
Almost like he
wings
was a
is
magician.
shut up.
So you can fly, but only on ladders. That is a power move.
Anyway, this fine gentleman is going to tell us all about this blue flower, which is a save point.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. That looks also kind of terrifying. Why is every single thing here just kind of low-key terrifying?
Monolith Soft did some real good work on this. The art direction is, yeah.
I never connected this to them.
Yeah, this was done. Let's see, this was released in 2003, which I guess puts it roughly contemporary with what? Xenosaga 2? Xenosaga 1? I forget when they came out.
Whoa. Is this him? Her? Mimai? Is this who brought me here?
Uh-huh. Mimai's really cool. He's way smarter than all the drunks you see around here, and helpful too.
I see.
Savage,
well,
kid.
Thanks, Mimai. I owe you one.
The small dinosaur thing is infinitely more useful than any of the adults in the area.
I'm an enormous fan of how it doesn't try to talk in a human voice and thereby become the insufferable mascot party member. Or at least if it does, it won't be by talking.
Near here. How about you?
Me? Well, I
just kind of woke up here, lady. Yeah, that guy just kind of woke up here.
I have to go.
Well, great conversation. Nice to meet you.
Bye, little guy. See you, Mimai.
I've got absolutely no problem with mascot party members as long as they don't try and use human words in a tuned up voice.
I have a name, you know. C-E-D-R. Cedar. They're crazy, huh, Mimai? Why bother going all the way down there just to see some stupid old ruins? Nobody in this village will even go near those woods. They say it's cursed or something. I hope they don't get jumped by wild animals out there, like someone else did.
Yeah,
Damn.
Really. Ancient ruins in Moongao Forest, eh? Why don't we go have a look ourselves?
Yeah, you know, what's the worst that could happen? Let's just take a quick trip out to some cursed ruins.
That seems like, a question that we could answer if we had, some exposition on who the hell we are and what we're doing here. But I guess we've just skipped a page.
So, we have to come in and check in with the mayor before we're actually allowed to progress the plot.
We got to get a permit.
Yes. Well, you see, he's going to tell us in very explicit detail that we should not be going anywhere near the forest with the cursed ruins.
I see. Like, at least without the permit? Can we get a permit?
No, just outright, do not go in the cursed forest.
Well, I guess that's that then. I mean, we could have gone if we could have gotten a permit.
Let the rural surroundings mislead you.
So, this is the other major capital L lore thing about this game, is this idea of Magnus.
Remember,
which is just
created by
they're cards that have captured the essence of a thing.
Physical property and sealing it in a card.
And I mean, like, for combat, obviously, that makes sense. It's like, oh, you have the essence of a sword, and that's how Callus does a basic attack or whatnot. But, no, they will take this far, far further than that.
Crumpled in your hands.
Aha.
Starting in, I think, video 3?
Am I right?
We will get the ability to just get the essence of all kinds of assorted stuff. Fire, explosives, milk, apples, you name it. You can stuff it in a card, and you can use it.
Like, I thought this was going to be like, a abstracted system where like, it's a card game, but like, you play a card and it just does an attack. But apparently we're already going places over and above that concept.
Oh, no. When you use a sword, you are summoning the essence of that sword to hit a thing with.
Come in.
I see. I can't wait to get to the plot twist where they explain why people don't, like, actually just use swords to cut people with.
Don't worry about that.
Like, if I could have made a list of all the things that you could have said, ordered by how little they would make me worry, that would be on a different list.
So, shops work pretty much exactly as you'd expect, with the caveat that this is one of those games where you do not ever get money drops. In order to get money, you have to sell Magnus, and the easiest way to do that is Callus has a camera, is one of his battle cards, and if you take a picture of an enemy, you'll get it as a drop.
So Polaroid.
Yes.
The villagers seem to have a
This raises a lot of questions.
I think they're making a big deal out of nothing.
Like,
Mir's super.
I can't get over how many questions this whole conceit raises.
Hey, relax.
Like,
you won't catch me off.
there's all this stuff, but nobody cares about stuff. We only care about cards that contain the essence of stuff. But like, is there actually any stuff at all? Like, do people buy food, or do they just buy cards that contain the essence of food that they play that makes them less hungry?
Yeah, like I said, this game goes places.
Like, I can't lie, I'm kind of surprised at this point that we're actually seeing wild creatures and not just floating cards.
So, welcome to combat. This game has an absurdly complicated battle system, and its primary way of keeping you from dying immediately is to restrict your ability to interact with it in the largest way possible. So, on the most basic level, this is a deck builder. If you've played Slay the Spire, Children of Zodiarcs, SteamWorld Quest, Hand of Gilgamesh, anything along those lines, you're already 90% of the way there.
Cool. I've played 1.5 of those games.
But, so, combat is divided. So first of all, you have attack cards and you have defense cards. So, you'll notice that, for example, I don't have any armor in my hand right there, which means that I cannot use anything to actually block an attack. Even though the short sword actually does have a defense modifier, you can't use it until you've used another defense card to go into the defense state. There's, like I said, there's fucking layers to this.
Like, I expected no less. And I guess just everything just absolutely shits out cards?
Yes, everything.
Cool.
Let's get it on.
And then the other basic thing that you need to know right at the start is that you'll notice that all of these cards have numbers.
I mean, you're damn right I expected that.
So in addition to these attack and defense cards, you're also playing poker at the same time.
Hope you're photogenic.
I'm so here for this. Like, just maximally stupid. Just fuck me up with mechanics.
So in addition to the value of whatever you happen to have, your shields or whatever, so like right there, you can see that because I played a 2 and a 3 card in order, I got a 10% boost to the amount of damage that those cards blocked.
Like, this is like a Tetramaster level of interlocking mechanics, except the stupidity of that also seems to work in kind of an aesthetic way that makes sense, rather than a really stupid way that doesn't.
Oh, and we haven't even talked about elemental attacks. We're still getting...
I mean, do we have to? Is there anything that you can say about elemental attacks that I couldn't guess at this point?
Well, that lizard guy right above us, he's a fire elemental enemy. So, yes, we're going to talk about elemental attacks.
Okay, then.
The first and maybe most, like, immediately unsure thing is that you will notice that elements are counted separate from your main physical damage. Like, you'll notice that that guy did 21 physical damage and 2 fire damage.
I know the sort.
So, this adds to that. So, that, like, you can use a shield that will block the physical damage, but you will still take the fire damage unless you use an appropriate piece of armor.
Yeah. Checks out.
Now, in addition to that, it does this in the absolute most, I don't want to say backwards way, but it's very counterintuitive in how it does this, because rather than have it be like, oh, you use a fire shield to block a fire attack. No. Elements, at all times, are divided into 3 pairs. Fire, water, wind, earth, and light, dark. And then, what happens is, anytime that you have 2 elements that are in the same turn, those elements are lined up and subtracted against each other.
So you block fire stuff with water stuff.
Yeah, so you have to block a fire attack with water defense, and you have to have more water defense than they have fire attack, otherwise you take damage.
I absolutely love this. That's incredible. Like, I'm not even mad. I don't even think that's badly designed or some other thing. That's just amazing.
And this gets even better, because this also applies to your attacks.
Hell yes! Can you block fire attacks with water attacks?
Yeah, if you use a fire sword and then follow up with a water sword, you will do no damage. You will only do the physical component of your damage.
Hell yes. Oh, tell me there's optional bosses that do the dumbest fucking possible things with this stuff and require you to do, like, algebra in your head with your elements. Like, don't actually tell me that, because I already know.
I was gonna say, look deep into your heart. You know the answer to that question.
Time to collect the loot.
Like, I am immediately sold on, like, literally all of this, but also at the same time I'm very glad that it's you rather than me. That's my summary at the moment.
Is that all you got?
But yeah, so that, as far as a primer, if you can even call that a primer on Baten Kaitos combat, that's really all you need to know for the moment. Don't mix your elements, and use cards in order if you can, but otherwise it's fair. It's as straightforward as it can get for right now.
Yeah, like, I can just about imagine the details of this.
That was way...
Like, maybe it's a little much to go straight into, but, like, whatever. It was 2003, they hadn't figured out moderation yet.
Yeah, like I said, this game, rather than introduce complexity as we go, it instead takes the tack of giving you all the complexity, but just not really letting you interact with it in a meaningful way.
That can work, I think.
So anyway, we got a Constellation Magnus as a drop there.
Yeah. Like, did we do anything? Like, did like, did we accomplish a thing? Did we move a plot flag, or did we just, like, go to the forest and now we've been...
Oh, in that case, I'm coming back to heal because I got my ass kicked by those fire lizards.
Ah.
But anyway, so... You don't just level up in this game. That would make way too much sense.
No, I'm sorry, stop talking and let me experience this organ music. Okay, you may resume talking.
Anyway, yeah, so you don't just level up, because as you've seen from Baten Kaitos just in this past, 20 minutes, that is way too sensible for this game.
I know games that only let you make one number go up, and they're all cowards.
So instead what you do is, it works actually a lot like Xenoblade 2's system, where you bank experience as you do stuff. And then, when you are ready, you come to the church, and you can pray, and you can level up. Assuming you have enough. In this case, we don't. You also may have seen an option there to increase our class level. We'll talk about that next video, but suffice to say that that's where the game starts really throwing a wrench into things.
Like, if we didn't have at least 5 interlocking systems here, I would be disappointed.
Anyway, this is the star map. That constellation Magnus we got as a drop is one of 50 scattered throughout the game. And every time we get one, we can come back, we can put it in the map, and we will get a little reward for it. Say, some are enemy drops, some come from side quests.
It's the standard issue game spanning collection.
It's important to note, you do get a lot of good stuff out of this.
I mean, yeah. Pretty standard.
Well, I mean, one of the first... I don't remember if it's the first one or the second one, but, within the first 2 cards you get is, a 30 damage fire sword card. For comparison's sake, the short swords that make up most of our deck have...
It's 4? Okay, 4. I thought it was 4.
Yeah, it's 4... it's 4 attack and 3 defense. But yeah, so we have a bunch of 4 attack cards, and he just handed us a 30 damage fire sword.
Ooh. But it's a deck builder, so I imagine that these things are going to wind up being never quite as straightforward as we might hope.
Not really.
Yeah, from what I remember about deck builders, these things can get, weird in how useful they can manage to not be in the wrong context.
I mean, in this case, just because everything is based off of the same... Oh, also, yeah, for whatever reason, shops are inns, don't worry about it.
Okay.
But yeah, no, this is, as far as the deck building goes, it is very, very straightforward. So don't worry too much about that. Anyway, so, yeah, like I said, selling pictures is how you make money. These things are worth, 100 gold pop, and, the shield that we have, that we just got as a random drop, is worth 2.
Very Eternal Sonata. Wait, this game predates that.
It does! In fact, not only does this game predate Eternal Sonata, one of the co-developers of this game was Tricrescendo, who you might know better as the developers of Eternal Sonata.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
What have you signed me up for? What have you done?
Oh, buddy. You don't even know the half of it.
That's the problem!
This game is going places.
How many times over am I going to regret this?
I mean, from a gameplay perspective or a plot perspective?
Yes.
think it's pretty good altogether. But yeah, so we'll explore the forest a bit more next time and actually go meet the girl who was wandering off to see the village. I'm sure everything's fine.
Yep. Everything's gonna be just great. It's gonna be totally normal, and I'm totally not terrified of any of it.